Take an early look at the top recruiting classes for 2015. No shock, the SEC dominates with 4 of the top 5 teams, including Alabama at number 1. But at number 2 is Penn State. Hey everyone, Shea Pepler here. And for more from the world of recruiting, let's welcome in recruiting analyst from Scout.com, Allen Trieu. And Allen, how did the Nittany Lions land there at number 2?
Well, I think we all knew James Franklin was going to be able to come in and really have an impact recruiting-wise based on what he did at Vanderbilt. But I don't know if anybody quite expected what he's done so far. Anytime they've gotten a kid on campus, that kid has generally left either as a commit or with the Nittany Lions as one of his leaders. And they pulled in several kids who I didn't think they were going to get. Josh Barajas had Notre Dame as his leader. Juwan Johnson, Steven Gonzalez, some of these other kids had multiple other BCS offers, but they really said that they like Coach Franklin. They like the family feel there in Happy Valley. And I don't think this is a flash in the pan at all. I think they're going to continue to be a force in the recruiting trail.
Interesting. Well, spring football recently came to a close. The Clemson Tigers nearly doubled their 2015 class this April. What is Dabo doing right down in Death Valley, Allen?
Well, I think much like we just said with Penn State, during the spring period, it's important to get kids on campus, get them to some spring practices, get them to your spring game, let them meet the coaches, let them see the current team, and I think that Clemson's done a great job of that. So they got 5 commits just in the month of April, 3 from their own home state. They also added a 4-star offensive tackle, Jake from Morgan, who they beat schools from coast to coast on. So I think the Tigers have done a really great job. They've been one of the hot teams this spring, along with like Penn State, Nebraska, Northwestern, and Texas have also added to their classes a lot during this month of April.
Well, from the ACC to the SEC, finally, class of 2017 commit to LSU, Dylan Moses becomes the first ever high school freshman to be given a 5-star rating by Scout.com. What makes Dylan Moses so special, Allen?
Well, it's the total package, but he's obviously ahead of the curve as far as when you look at his age. He looks like a grown man, and he looked that way in 8th grade when he started picking up SEC offers. So he's certainly an anomaly. We had a chance to see him. Our national director of scouting, Scott Kennedy, saw him at the recent Nike football training camp and said he was one of the best players, if not the best player there, regardless of class. 6'2", 225 pounds, so physically ahead of the curve. Athletic enough to play a number of positions at the next level. We're projecting him possibly as a linebacker based on his size and speed, but certainly not your average 9th grader there.
Unfortunately, we have to wait a couple years to actually see him play, but that's all right. Allen Trieu, thanks so much for the time.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
And we are less than 2 weeks away from the NFL draft. Our Russ Landy dishes out who will be this year's game changers. Check out the video only on CampusInsiders.com.